He was out for a little bit there.
Hello guys, I just literally realised about halfway through the Arsenal Fulham game. Now I'm not actually live. I am now live. Guys, I hope you all having a lovely day. As I said, Arsenal 1-0 up, lag set goal. Basically, you know, it went to VAR. I thought it's a close call. I still do. But, you know, I'm live now. I thought I'd been live for the past half an hour. I actually haven't. My mistake. But live now, 28 minutes gone. Sorry for the late start. But as I said, I thought I was live. I haven't been live, so I do apologise. Anyway, so halfway through this game, halfway through the first half. So, who do you think's going to win? Obviously, Arsenal 1-0 up, as I just said. Please feel free to put down in the comments below. I am just going to show you the lineups one more time because I've been an utter mistake and basically just literally, you know, gone live. Obviously, pretty much Fulham have gone, you know, pretty much with a 4-4-1-1, and Arsenal gone through at the back, which is quite, you know, quite an experiment for the Premier League. Obviously, Mitch on the bench. Oh, let's get that down a bit further for you so you can see it. Mitch on the bench. Players are missing, same as always for Arsenal. But so is Anthony Knockhart. This could really only go one way or the other, but it's been a really attacking game so far. So, you know, pretty much still the second half to go. As I said, sorry for the mistake. I'll never make that again. My next live stream is obviously on Monday. So, you know, from Monday onwards, there will be plenty more live streams happening for the Premier League games. As I said, halfway through, I might even do the Crystal Palace and Southampton game as well. But that would be a part of this live stream. So, you know, I might not actually do it because of obviously, you know, whatever. Sorry for that late streaming. I thought I was streaming, well, I wasn't. Obviously my mistake. Anyway, it has been a really attacking game, and let's just see where we go from here. As I said, the goal from lag set really did look like a pretty much of, you know, a really offside goal. I really do want to see that again. I probably will see it later on tonight, but anyway, 1-0.
Arsenal got themselves out there nicely, managing to beat the
Arsenal pretty much on the attack here.
And there's space now on that side again
from
Bellerin, who can
Bellerin.
Gets it back again via the Reed.
One pass, leg set.
Lovely ball.
Willian. Obviously, Willian does make his first start for Arsenal, his debut for Arsenal in the Premier League as well.
And then cleared away by Caballero.
You can see what Fulham are trying to do when they're pressing. They're trying to force Arsenal down this left-hand side.
Live scores up above your head now as well. So,
they hold on to the ball much better.
The Premier League ball, as you can see, is above my head.
Still not out of reach for Fulham.
But Arsenal, you know, being 1 goal up, just pretty much buying their time. And let's see where we go from here. Obviously, we're not looking at a 0-0 scoreline now, which is a good thing. Obviously, because the game I did was a 1-1. Sorry, not a 1-1, a 0-0 scoreline. And pretty much England didn't really turn up. I thought England, you know, were poor in that game and pretty much deserved what they got. I thought Denmark deserved the 3 points out of that game, but anyway, that game's gone. Let's just look. Like I said, on the attack,
Just
could
a
keep
little
in
bit too
play
much pace on the ball.
for
Got
Arsenal.
back Fulham into a decent position
But
there.
this
Too much
game
on that.
could really
Niles, that's the
do
ball
with
they're
some
looking for, Arsenal, just to
pretty
play it
much
in
more
behind
live
the defence.
entertainment, live, you know, more shots on goal basically.
This is the goal, isn't it? Just came off the keeper there and furiously fell to
Now
Lacazette.
we've put the line back by the
Always in
looks
the
of
right place
it,
at the right time, these goal scorers. They don't do it by accident.
but how many more chances or opportunities we're going to get with, you know, where it's cool for the opposite team. So, obviously still a long way to go in this season, but this will be a benchmark for both teams, I do think. We will re-go over Fulham. Lacazette through again. That's close. Lucky William Wayne actually behind where he's supposed to be. Heard down the cross below who you think's going to win as well. But I think he was offside. Oh, really an interesting VAR call. Obviously, as I said, they have moved to VAR. I'm not sure what I've done differently, but sure that come clear to me and to you guys through the end of the season. Sorry, during the season. But Knockhart, Mitrovic, all on the bench for Fulham. I do think that Mitrovic could actually be, you know, a good replacement for,
I think the VAR is going to look, has he approached off,
you know, getting into the things, I think. Getting onto the pitch, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how many players Fulham signed, but, you know, Gabriel has made a mistake as well. Nearly cost Arsenal a goal. Well, basically what happened was a pass back, and basically he passed it back, and he then decided to call the keeper out, and basically Fulham player nearly got the end of him, nearly put him in there, but then I brought him down. Don't think it was a penalty, but, you know, would have been an interesting call. Fulham on the attack now anyway, 10 minutes left to play for this first half.
In this first half, Harrison Reed onto Tom Kearney.
Guys, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well.
Days, really. We're almost pioneers with this system, but we're now in line with the rest of Europe.
It's good defending over there by Williams.
Also put your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
Yeah, don't be surprised as well if we see a spate of referees going to look at the monitor in the early weeks of the season while that situation just settles down a little bit as well. I know it's something that we've all been advocating they do.
Maitland-Niles has had a lot of interest from other clubs. Obviously, for the first time I think in 3 seasons, our transfer actually goes across into the season. Obviously, following the rest of Europe, considering the rest of Europe didn't follow us. But, you know, he's had a lot of interest from other clubs. One club he's had interest from is Brighton. Well, from and who I support. Gabriel's on the ball now. Arsenal, as I said, just buying their time. 9 minutes left till kick-off.
You can hear Arteta. We're just above him. We have an incredible view here. We're almost on top of the players, and he doesn't stop.
There's Aubameyang in behind.
Nearly went too hard there. Keeps us safe down the line.
When he just moves in from the wide position and takes up that central role.
Also, I've really gone into this game.
There,
No offside. Don't know why he's stopping that for nowhere near offside.
It's almost a pitching
But,
wedge, isn't it? Just into his pathway.
You know, I think Fulham have still got a good chance in this game.
He's on a fantastic run at the moment, Aubameyang. He scored 10 goals in his last 10 Arsenal appearances, and of course only Jamie Vardy scored more than him in the Premier League last season, just narrowly missing out on the Golden Boot.
Fulham, you know, trying to find out about their defence. Also pretty much holding them back. Fulham just got into the Arsenal half now. I can actually show you
Dennis Odoi is playing his 150th game for Fulham today. It's a 200th appearance for one of his defensive colleagues today, Tim Reed.
You know, some stacks as well.
Crossed in by against Cabano and defended straightforwardly there by Kieran
Give me
Tierney.
just a minute. Starting line-up.
Kieran Tierney, who scored his first Arsenal goal on the
Stacks
final
there.
of last season against
Everything
Watford.
from
He'll be hoping for an
ball
injury-free campaign
possession.
this time around. He was really establishing himself in the team, wasn't he, at the back end of last season?
Obviously, it's still very early
You saw how Arsenal improved. That says it all about how he performed.
in the world of football. First game, first Premier League game as well.
I think a
So.
slightly different role in this system than the one that he was actually bought for, where we expected him to be
But
as
let's
a
go back to
attacking left back, a marauder in the Andy Robertson mould,
that
but he's
picture.
the left-sided centre back in a 3 and playing that really well.
He is
that
doing
position.
that. He's doing that really well. I'll be concerned though. Aubameyang's just been booked. You want your front players
Let's
to
go
work
back
on, but we saw him sent off, didn't we?
As I said, sorry for the late stream. I thought I was streaming, but I wasn't. My apologies. I never make that mistake again. I'll make sure of it. Aubameyang has just been booked as well. So we've got, how many players got on the yellow card? 2, 1 for Fulham, 1 for Arsenal. Like I said, one go up. It's going to be interesting to see what Scott Parker does at half time, especially if it remains like this.
But it was all, I think it's part of it. You have to be competitive in the training. You take that into the games. Of course, you don't want to injure anybody.
Arsenal leading here at Craven Cottage with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Alexander Lacazette with the only goal so far.
Tierney,
Arsenal, who finished 2 points behind 4th place last season, which will be the target for them this season to try and get themselves back in the Champions League. They were 33 points behind the runaway champions, Liverpool.
Oh, good ball cross from Niles. Good ball for William, came straight across the other side of the pitch. Maitland-Niles managed to get it under control. Left Maitland-Niles free, do what he wants. I mean, he can even, you know, about. I think between the space between Maitland-Niles and their defender, Fulham's defender, he could probably fit about 3 or 4 more players till he closes that space down. But good play from Arsenal there, good bit of play. Tierney.
Kieran Tierney runs into Naskins Cabano.
Fulham really do look like taking the Premier League by storm though, I ain't gonna lie.
Tell you one thing these Fulham players are doing.
Obviously at half time we go through the stats anyway to see, you know, what's been happening on the field.
It's just that final bit though, isn't it, Martin, when they get in the penalty area, the problem that so often is an issue that newly promoted teams have to find a way to cope with. Scoring goals in the Premier League so difficult for newly promoted teams.
It is, but you have to demonstrate that you have a good shape, you have a good team
Front
model.
from
I
Arsenal.
see the basis of that today. I just think the
4 minutes
tactics that
left
are
to
now
half
employed by
time.
Arteta are really giving problems to teams, not just Fulham. You see their victories at the end of last season, Arsenal playing this system.
Gabriel.
Mohamed El Neni. Oh, it's sloppy there by Lacazette.
As I said, I do apologise.
Southampton match in the Premier League at 3 o'clock. We've got WSL at 5:15. That's on 1HD. You can see West Ham women against Arsenal women a little bit later on today. Really is a busy day of football. Just the channels on BT.
I might see what games come up
We're in
tomorrow
glorious sunshine
while
here
we're
on the
sitting
opening day
here.
of the Premier League season at Craven Cottage.
Straight in the box by Fulham. No one really in the box for Fulham now. You know.
Given away though by El Neni to Kamara.
Fulham are now on the ball in the Arsenal half. Basically, Arsenal get every man back ever since going to go up.
Was quickly across there to Dennis Odoi.
This is where you want to see that quality now from Fulham. The manager there, looking immaculate. He'll be looking for his team to match that in the final
Mistake
third.
by,
Sure
not sure quite who that is, but... Arsenal do look more dominating now after going to goal also.
Lots of football coming your way in the month of September in the Premier League on BT Sport. Lots of matches. We tend to go back to back on Saturdays and Sundays in the early weeks of the season. So
in
make
the
sure
back.
you stay with us for all the matches.
Doesn't have referee's can't give nothing though, has he?
Just looking at Fulham, the way they play. Caballero is a player really good.
So I just didn't know because Bernardo was standing there with the ball.
I can see what he's doing out of possession, but in possession,
obviously there's still a lot of football to come as well.
They're not giving it enough.
It's going to be interesting to see how the table finishes come May. The 23rd, I think, the next finish our season. Obviously, if no, 3 months off or anything like that.
Which has allowed Caballero to come through the middle, but they've just not really been able to sustain the pressure on Arsenal.
It's going to be an interesting season.
Keep them on this left-hand side, and Arsenal just being really patient in possession.
They're really comfortable, aren't they, playing this?
Arsenal just try to buy their time. Less than a minute to go to half time now.
He just keeps shouting instructions the whole time. You really can't go wrong. Now any crowd in the stadium, I think you can actually hear every word he says, and every player can. And he's directing his team, isn't he?
He's calling a decent game so far, from what we've seen. The final 30 seconds of a half where his side have got the lead given to them by Alexander Lacazette.
Maitland-Niles. I'm trying to work out what they... What I was doing when they attacked. But anyway, Fulham on your ball here. Literally seconds to go to half time. We're in the 45-minute mark now.
Just a little nibble there. The Arsenal skipper and then Tierney with the foul. He's not happy there.
But say I think that's a free kick.
It's the endeavour though of Cabana. Down this right-hand side, out comes the leg. Maybe that was more of a foul.
Tierney basically kicked out. I don't know quite who it is, but...
Yeah, let's just watch this with Tierney. I'm sure he really makes a challenge. Nonetheless, he gets the free kick.
1 minute added on. What? 26 seconds there. So this minute is up. The stats look more interesting than when I did the England game. Anyway, a lot more interesting when we get through them at half time. Talk about the big key moments. I like what Fulham have done with the seats. I'm not sure whether that's actually proper, but see the FC where the away fans sit, and it does look pretty nice if it stays like that. As I said, I'm not 100% sure whether it's going to stay like that or not. Corner Fulham, the guy has time to take it.
Something he couldn't really do a great deal about.
We're well into injury time now.
The players have only been back, what, 3-4 weeks? You need this time to stitch in the information where you want certain players, change of personnel with new signings, roles and responsibilities. Arsenal going zonal here, 1 or 2 marking though.
Looks as though El Neni's
the main sponsors of Fulham Football Club.
A key situation for
the
Arsenal to
2020-21 Premier League season. Fulham did have kick-off. Corner coming in.
Made the run to the near post. Hector was the target. Holding glanced the ball away. And
ball went well over the bar. Half time we saw it's gone. As I was about to say, Fulham did have kick-off for the first half, so they did kick the first Premier League ball for the 2020/21 Premier League season. It's going to be an interesting, season, as I've said already. We will go through the half-time stats in just a little while. But, it ain't been a bad half for Fulham. I think Fulham very much did basically look like they were going to actually take the lead. I actually believed that they were going to take the lead. Obviously, it's still, 37 games to play for both clubs as well.
What's
so
my favourite thing? And then they went and changed the menu. You're right,
But as I said, I really did think Fulham were going to take the lead. Fulham really did basically, you know, had the chances from basically everything. You know, it was basically the likes of when Arsenal scored, Fulham still not giving up. I'm just going to grab a quick drink and we'll get down to the stats while the half time is going on.
Put all your Gregs in one basket, your Just Eat basket, because Gregs now deliver only on Just Eat. If somebody say Just Eat.
NBA 2K21, out now.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
Tenet.
Committee meeting, 10 a.m.
Football needs a total reset. Unlimited substitutions will allow it to catch up and be more flexible.
You'll be able to switch the whole team out.
Unlimited subs in every competition.
I mean, what are they thinking?
Could be quite exciting.
Complete madness.
This story is going to run a little bit.
Mykonos, 2:35.
Oh wow, Jay, these unlimited subs must have got you worried.
They wouldn't take me off, would they?
They're going to make the change now.
Unlimited subs? Nah, not for me.
Ben, what do you think about these unlimited subs?
Some of you might actually get a game now.
Unlimited subs, a BT TV exclusive. Sub every football package on and off every month with flexible BT TV.
I gotta get out of here. What am I looking for? I can feel it. It's magic. Sauvage. Le parfum. Dior.
Six giants, 2 times bigger, 2 delicious flavors, because size matters when it comes to snacks.
Hurry up.
Tap out.
Right, I'm back, so as we promised, go through this back while the half time is what's going on.
Tap out for some time out and avoid bet regret.
Ball possession 48 52 for Arsenal. Goal attempt to Fulham, 7 Arsenal. So it has pretty much been an even game. Shots on goal, 3-1 Arsenal.
And Crossland X.
Yeah, really don't make good reading for Fulham. Does it with 2 behind Arsenal, but you know it's more like expected. Shots off target, 0 for Fulham, 3 for Arsenal. Block shots, 1 for Fulham, 1 for Arsenal. Free kicks, 8 for Fulham. Sorry. Yeah, 8 for Fulham.
So go and support yours.
6 for Arsenal.
Because your local serves more than just beer.
Corner kicks, 1 for Fulham, 0 for Arsenal. Offsides, 1 for Fulham, 1 for Arsenal.
Show them that you're
Goalkeeper saves, 2 for
you don't have to
Fulham.
raise your fists to be your enemies. Show them you're stronger when you stand together. And show them
1 for Arsenal. Fouls,
stand shoulder to shoulder
5 for
against all
Fulham,
forms of prejudice.
7 for Arsenal. Yellow cards 1 each, obviously we know that already.
Change it.
Total passes.
I'll say it again, I do not
Total passes 288 for Fulham, 312 for Arsenal. Tackles 4 for Fulham, 9 for Arsenal.
Arsenal going toe-to-toe to start the new Premier League season, and this evening
Pardon
a bit
me.
more of the same actually for you here on BT Sport.
So,
Night Live, Yard against Spelman.
attacks
It's going
57
at
for
7:30
Fulham.
this evening here on BT Sport 1 and BT Sport Ultimate, and that's after this game and our second Premier League match of the day, coming away from 3 o'clock down at Crystal Palace against Southampton. Rio standing by with the touch screen in just a moment. We'll get to you
So,
in a second, Rio, but
57
first,
attacks
let's
for
talk about the goal
Fulham,
from Arsenal, goal for Lacazette.
55
That's after Fulham
for
started really
Arsenal.
well. Let's give them some credit.
Dangerous attacks 27 for Fulham, 18 for Arsenal.
To be behind in some ways.
So, you know, it ain't been
were
a
coming down
bad
the
game
flanks, but with the goal, I thought Arsenal
for
were
both sides,
fantastic.
really.
19
I do
passes,
think
you've seen the
Fulham
2
are
runs there. I
unlucky
think
though
Niles makes a
with the
mistake.
likes of how they played, and
Gets on
they're
the ball
just
here,
showing
picks
some
the
of the
right pass,
replays
bit of
here.
a miscue
I've,
from
you know,
Xhaka.
I think if
Terrible
Fulham manage to
mistake
put
from
one
him,
away,
but I have to
we
say
probably
they
will
are,
be
as a
looking at a different game
forward, that's what
altogether.
you dream about. The night before
So,
the opening day of the season,
you know,
2 yards
fair
out,
enough
goalkeeper on the
for
floor, tuck it away.
Nice little
basically
running.
just Fulham turning
Well,
up.
there you go, the ball breaks. And the
I
nice
know it's
finish
not
from
easy
Lacazette. That's the
for
difference.
someone like Fulham to go up against Arsenal for
Tell
their
the full
first Premier
story of
League
the
game
We've spoken
back
in
in
the
the
build-up
Premier
in
League.
quite a lot of detail actually about evolution.
I've just had a bit of stuff to eat here because I've had nothing to eat
Yeah, well, we
this
spoke
morning.
about being well coached. I think to do the things that they've been
And
doing
right
in
at
the first
half
half,
time,
you have
why
to be
not?
a team that's coached well and they've got
But
good information and they're using that well. I think here, this is
I
the
think
key
Mitchell
for the
could
first half
possibly
for
come and
Arsenal.
make a bit of a
Maitland-Niles
change
is a wing back.
for
When you speak about
Fulham.
wing backs, you'd expect him to be in the wide areas, coming out here and being the width consistently throughout the game. He has done anything but that in the first half. He passes the ball. His immediate run after that is to run inside and create an overload in midfield. And here you see it. As soon as he passes the ball here, he runs straight into the midfield area. And what that does is that causes confusion because they wouldn't expect that the Fulham players. But also it causes them to have more numbers in there.
They're just trying to Arsenal's system
the ball
now.
comes out, they start playing, and I'll stop it in a second for you just to show you what that does create and what they've
And
been
basically
doing
what this
consistently
like when
well
they
is creating this box
in
in
attack,
here
they got 3 at the
between
back.
those 4 players,
And they're
in
playing
Arsenal
knocking up
shirts
diamond
there.
shape
Which
sort of
that
thing.
does there is outnumber them players in there, and then after that you've got the width being created by Aubameyang, your main goal scoring threat, and then the left side is centre half in Tierney. He's the one who now creates the width. As the game gets
for
creates that width,
Williams
keep that
and
position. He
Maitland-Niles.
becomes the width out here, and it's so different to what you'd normally expect with a free at the back. You normally see
Maybe
it
not.
quite rigid and you know where people are. When you're
In the same
there,
sort of
when you
space
play
there
and
that
you don't see players in the position that you
basically
expect to
Maitland-Niles
see them in,
had.
that is a confusing
So-
element that comes into it, and that's what Arteta seems to be doing. And we spoke about before, are they a well-drilled team now? Yes, they are.
Nicely broken down. Very good. Thank you, Rio. Thank you, Peter, as well. Right, we're going to take a very quick break. Back with the second half in just a couple of moments. Last time Fulham were in the Premier League, they played 10 London derbies. They lost every single
Second
one.
half
To
coming
avoid
up.
that record continuing, that man has a big half-time team talk to deliver.
A 100 jalapenos when you could have had over 300, something like that. Of that ilk.
I just wanna, before second half, just want to look at Fulham's fixtures, well, the next couple of them anyway. So you got Ipswich coming up. Leagues, obviously Ipswich runs a cup match. Leagues, Villa, Wolves, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace. So, you know, you do look at them and I can still get some points at some places, but not all of them. It's going to be an interesting few games for Fulham. I do think if they could get a win here, then they could possibly, you know, actually
Want a laptop you don't have to charge like
likes the
10
balls
times
of
a day?
Sheffield United, not panic as
Switching time.
much, but
To a Chromebook with up to 12 hours
you
of
know,
battery life.
it's
Or how about
obviously
one
I'll
with
take
the
time to get back used to the Premier League.
Chromebook can do that.
Arsenal, meanwhile,
Or built-in virus protection.
Liverpool coming up, Sheffield United, Manchester City. That Liverpool Arsenal game I probably will do a watch along to. Arsenal, Sheffield United, Man City, Arsenal, yet again probably another watch along to I would do. Man United, Arsenal, I'll do watch along to. You know, so there's a few good games. Tottenham, Arsenal just stand out here. I do a watch along to as well. So we've got a few Arsenal watch along games coming up. But as I said, it's going to be an interesting season. Still a long way to go. Let's see how this game goes for the second half.
Maybe you don't know what it's
So I need a burp again now.
or the
But you know, it's basically
maybe you don't know how it feels to fall in love.
still a long way to go in this Premier League season.
What it's like
Anyways,
to lose your world,
so
flip your world.
what we're gonna
run
do
There's a lot you may
for,
not know, but that's
as
exactly
I said, I
what
think
makes a
you
story
know
worth
the likes of Arsenal's
We're
running
on
that we've just looked at.
away.
Arsenal do need to win this game, guys. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will be doing the Brighton Chelsea game watch along live on Monday night as well. But I just think it's going to be a really, really interesting season. And just see where Arsenal end up. Obviously, I did do a Premier League prediction table. And if you saw it, you know I placed Arsenal. But anything like this game's gone by, I could actually see a little bit worse. Sorry, Arsenal fans, if you're watching. But, you know, it's going to take a bit of time to gel and to basically just get used to one another, which is understandable. I'm literally just waiting for the second half to start.
On your next car. So why not check out WeBuyAnyCar.com?
What's that?
To find out how much your car's worth in 60 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
I used to think football wasn't for me. My daughter's changed all that. It takes a special team to make football happen.
But it's got to be an interesting
Every
game.
volunteer plays their part.
Interesting second half. Sorry to spit my mouth all, but I'm hungry. For me, I can't have a lot of food.
Every weekend. Just like
It's
he's
basically just gives me a bit of energy for the second half. But let's just see how this game goes. I will be flicking between the first 11 and the subs, so I'll try and work out who they're going to bring off. Basically, it just makes it a bit more fun as well. Me getting it utter wrong, and then, you know, but just makes it a bit more fun for me as well. But if you do want to comment, I will be flicking to and fro, so I will see your comments as well.
I know the answer. Right.
Second half coming up. Let's just see how this second half goes. Don't be surprised if this game does end up in the draw, by the way, because that first half, even though that first half hour went talking to you,
so it's Fulham 0,
it could
Arsenal 1 at the
still
Cottage
be
at
quite
half-time,
really
and as soon as that
interesting.
one's done, it's over to the BT Sport Score studio. Can't wait to get started.
Yes, we're excited. We'll have live coverage of Crystal Palace, Southampton, plus all the scores from the Football League and Scotland. We'll see you just before 3.
Thank you very much. All the news as the goals go in. A live game, brilliant punditry as well. Good luck to Daryl, to Jules, and all the team on BT Sports Score today. Right, Arsenal coming out for the second half. Last time they were here, they scored 4 in the second half to win 5-0. That won't be on Scott Parker's mind. What will be on his mind is getting back into this game. How do they do it?
Yeah, they've given a good account of themselves. I've been pleased with that. I think we discussed it before the game about getting the width in. I think Kamara's made some great runs in behind holding. I think if they're more of the same of that and get people into the box, because I do think there's chances for them today.
Little line on Gabriel. It looked shaky for the first few minutes, but actually responded well to that, didn't he?
With the ball, he looked a little bit not nervous.
Brighton's just coming out now.
Maybe to playing in a free so much as well, maybe, and new teammates. But I thought he grew into it, and I think defensively he's looked very, very, very sound, very solid. So hopefully more of that to come from Arsenal's perspective. But I think Scott will be looking for a bit more going forward, a bit more potency in the box, an opportunity or two they can create.
Yeah, you can see as he comes out, still stitching information into his players, talking to them about
if I was Scott Parker, I'd be happy with what I was saying.
What we can expect, though, is to enjoy it in the
But
company of Martin.
he does look quite happy with what he's saying. Obviously, the River Thames
Beautiful day by the river, hey?
is basically Fulham football ground. Fulham's ground is right on the River Thames for you that have not been there. Basically, I did tell one of my videos, can't remember what one it was, but if you've never been to Fulham, so let the fans back in. You know, especially if you're away fans, try and get down there. Lovely place down there. I've been down there once, I definitely would do it again, if obviously fans are allowed. But, you know, who knows where we're going to be. I don't know who we're due to play Fulham away from home anyway. But both teams are out set to away for the second half. Like set, so obviously going to take it due to Fulham taking the first kick-off in the Premier League season. Like said, the Solskjaer kick it straight to William or Gabriel. I don't think kick it. I think that, no, it's not playing. Okay. Okay, it might have been holding. But long ball forward. And Fulham goal kick.
First half goal. Fulham, of course, will need significant improvement on their last Premier League season, where they conceded way too many, scored nowhere near enough, and only managed to win 7 league games all season. But of course, it's Scott Parker in charge these days, and he seems to have a
Fulham playing a dangerous game there from the goal kick, basically pass out to the defender.
There were just glimpses in the first half that they got
basically no real Arsenal power attacks it, you know.
They will. They just worked it out nicely there.
It could have been slightly more dangerous. Stevie again, I just back as well. But this is going to be an interesting 45 minutes, as well as, you know, an interesting season. As I said, there will probably be a lot of Arsenal watch-alongs coming up due between now and October. Or even November. But still a long way to go.
In the first half.
Could Arsenal be top of the table for the first? I'm not sure, you know, when they have played, but don't maybe top of the table for could be wrong about that, but, you know. Anyway, Arsenal are now on the ball. Aubameyang running it down the left-hand side. Absolutely powering down. Tries to have a shot off. Ren is out for Fulham, number 13. Basically, Aubameyang tried to get a shot off. He ran just got in the way. And basically, fair play to Fulham for doing that. But Aubameyang's got that power down there. You can see why Arsenal would use him as a winger, not a central centre forward. Tierney looks like he's going to have a long throw coming in. I've never actually seen Tierney do a long throw, so we'll have a look here. Okay, that's got a pretty hefty throw on him. Not quite, you know, ones I like. My throws, could I do something like that to go in, not near the penalty spot? No, about probably half a yard off the penalty spot. I'm not sure it's doing more power in that
as well in a 1v1 situation, Brian.
Throw of his, but as I said, still a long way to go. And basically, yeah, so anyway, Fulham throwing now in their own half. Good header by
challenging Holding, who comes away with it for Arsenal.
Holding. Really oh, good control by Holding. Lacazette.
Here's Lacazette pulling it back and steered behind by Ream for the corner.
Corner Arsenal, yeah, corner Arsenal. I'm just trying to look at the Fulham.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Off his foot, then 2 knees.
Bench and try to work out where to go through.
That Arsenal team doesn't matter what position you play in. Go and express
I still reckon Mitrovic could actually make an impact for Fulham. Obviously, still a long time to go in this game. William's got to take the corner though.
The amount of bodies around the goalkeeper Rodak here.
Goes into the box. 2-0 Arsenal. You giving it? This could be an interesting call. Will the VAR officials give it?
you see Scott Parker there, he's immensely disappointed.
I think it's Gabriel as well.
How strong is he, as you say?
Just left for the argy-bargy, no real argy-bargy. Was it Gabriel?
Hector, I believe. He just nods it down once he wins that.
Gabriel just reached first goal for the season for Arsenal. I don't think he'd disallow it. No argy-bargy going on there really, so should be a goal. Nice header.
Yeah, I think it's the shot.
Bounce off his arm. Not bounce. Okay, but the goals we give it to Arsenal. Gabriel has his first senior goal for Arsenal, his debut goal for Arsenal, whichever player was scoring their debut, obviously.
Introduce yourself to the Arsenal supporters and introduce yourself to the Premier League. Couldn't really miss.
Obviously, Gabriel has had a lot of interest during the transfer window. You know, completely moved to Arsenal, but he was linked with United and a few other clubs as well.
Figure from the off. Some talk about, you know, maybe some nervousness in his pass. I wouldn't have thought he played.
I think this game's pretty much said and done now. I think Fulham needed that goal to, you know, give himself a bit of fight back in, but obviously 12 was out.
There is now a little bit of breathing space here for Arsenal, who got the goal from Lacazette in the first half and the goal in the second half, very early in the second half, from the new signing Gabriel.
There's a danger that you see one or two heads go down for Fulham, conceding so early, start of the second half.
Let's just bring in Dermot Gallagher, who's with us today, because we've just seen that goal going off the shoulder of Gabriel. Dermot, that's a perfect illustration of how that rule has changed in the Premier League this season, isn't it?
Absolutely. Just behind the corner.
Last season it could
nothing really.
This season, they're below the armpit, i.e. the cap of the sleeve. Definitely did not strike below that. Goal given quite rightly and illustrates the new change.
Thank you, Dermot. So we are going to see these new.
I hope Fulham can at least get a goal out of this.
That we didn't have last season coming to
deserve
as
it.
the games unfold, and we've just seen one there, and it's benefited.
Anyway, we're in the Arsenal half, near their penalty box.
Lead now, and the offside flag's gone up there against Naskins Cavana.
Really, Lano?
For Fulham, Martin,
I don't think that's offside. Be interested to see that one again.
Second half to make sure they don't let the game go away from them.
It is, and they look deflated at the moment. Cavana there just running offside needlessly. Of course, it's a good line from Arsenal. Need a reaction now from Fulham.
Arsenal basically took a free kick, nothing really came off it. You know what I mean? It was basically went straight to a Fulham path.
The added enhanced sound, just the stadium noise inside here, you can go to BT Sport Extra 1 HD. Niles stepping in there to win it back for Arsenal.
Arsenal back on the ball now, just playing it around their defence. I must admit, Arsenal play some really dodgy football in this game. Basically, Fulham have had the odd chance to basically pounce on them. One just went where Fingers William didn't control the ball properly. For Fulham players standing there, they most probably be looking in, but you know, it didn't actually happen, so they got lucky escape there.
This has been the big problem for Fulham right the way through, Martin, getting from the middle third to the final.
Fulham are really playing some nice, just passing football. Even though they're 2-0 down, that's what I do, passing it in the Arsenal.
Arsenal really compact.
Where's this going?
Joe
Bryden is obviously playing as well, who got that free kick at Wembley, won't Fulham to the Premier League for the second year in 3 years. William basically just looked for the free kick, I think he got it as well.
He's working hard as well, isn't he? Caballero getting back, but William's so clever with his possession, just trying to get his team out, works hard there, Arsenal to get that one back. I think they're the ingredients that they'd have been looking for, wouldn't they? More than any other, is to work hard for one another. It's the reason why they're saying Ozil's not really involved. That's the new culture now. You've got to work hard. Of course, you've got to be a good player, but you've got to graft for your teammates.
Ozil not involved today in the travelling party. Matteo Guendouzi as well, who...
Tell you what, Fulham are 2-0 down with about half an hour to go, and they're not giving up. They literally keep trying, which is a good thing to see from a promotion side.
Because the quality he has.
If I was Scott Parker, I'd be disappointed with that corner. The only thing I'd be disappointed with these Fulham boys. That's a rugby tackle, ref. I'm not a Fulham fan, I'm just saying that as a rugby tackle. He's got nowhere near the ball, he just went to the player as he pushed him out the way. I mean, come on. Yeah, ref, I don't know how to play football. I'm just going to push this player over. Basically like a rugby tackle style. That was poor. Hector Bellerin has been booked as well.
It's American football rather than what we've just seen there from Hector Bellerin. It's an opportunity this though for Fulham.
It is, and they've got to get that quality right. He's whipping in.
Michael Hector's an obvious target. They've got Joe Bryan and Naiskins Cabano over the free
Joe Bryan puts it in.
With the ball in, and the header was won there by Lacazette.
Oh, I won't say defender. Back in box shot. Just missed the far post for Fulham. As I say, I'm not a Fulham fan, but they deserve something. Even if it's just that one goal, they deserve it. Never seen a promotion team fight so hard in their first Premier League game back into the Premier League, and you know, they've had shots, that's what I was saying at half time. They've basically done everything right, they just can't put that ball across the right line. But you know, fair play to Fulham, they keep fighting.
They got 26 goals in the Championship for Fulham last season.
I think it's just a matter of time before we see him, and he is one hell of a header of the ball when it comes in.
But no, obviously he first came back as well after the injury he picked up at Brighton.
It's a lovely ball on by Bellerin to El Neni, and then Lacazette. Here's
William plays it across, Maitland Niles again, I think.
Ball over to Aubameyang and Arsenal.
3-0 Arsenal, game, set and match. Yeah, it was Aubameyang. 3-0, game, set and match.
The Arsenal captain delivers when he's needed to make it 3-0.
Fulham got nothing to be disappointed about. They gave Arsenal a real go in this game. At least we're not looking at a 0-0 like we did the England game. You know, fair play to Arsenal. I think that second goal really did knock the stuff out for Fulham though. It's going to be another interesting call. Possibly. I don't think it was offside. I think it will stand. I think it should stand. But whether it be an offside shout or not, I don't know. I don't think it will be. If I'm all honest. Fair play to Gabriel as well, getting his debut goal from that corner. That corner would be the only thing I'd be disappointed about from a Fulham perspective.
Well, it's almost becoming his signature, that type of goal, isn't it? Moving in from the left-hand side and bending the ball into the top corner. He's off and running in the Premier League. It's his 72nd Arsenal goal. He's only played 111 matches
for them. Yeah, it is 3-0 Fulham. 3-0 Arsenal for the goal stand.
For Arsenal. And you've got to say that at the moment, when you look at the strikers in the Premier League, nobody does it better than...
Some of the balls Arsenal are playing across the pitch, so that's what teams got to look out for.
Today. No, I mean in general, Martin, not this season. If you think back to last season as well, I mean, he's the kind of form that he's been in.
He is, honestly, he makes it look so easy. You cannot believe when he gets that ball in those sorts of positions. It's almost a goal before it leaves his foot.
Could be 4-0 Tierney. Cross down in the box. Defended.
Concern here in the second half for Scott Parker.
Still reckon Fulham deserves something out of this game now.
Was well won back though by Maitland-Niles.
Really too late for Fulham to start changing things up. I think they will try. Obviously, give players a bit of time in their legs, but you know, I think the game's gone.
A bit of a U-turn. It looked like he was leaving the club again. You don't like to see it because he's developed really nicely.
For Fulham to actually have the first,
Reed able to make the clearance. Granit Xhaka
you know, first game back in the Premier League against Arsenal, could probably last for easy opponents.
Arsenal seem to see him as a fullback, but the system now seems to suit him perfectly.
Well, as a young kid, he
you
was
know,
a
it's going to be
I think that's where he actually wants to play. So he has the ability on the ball, he has incredible pace, and he now plays.
I think Fulham going to be okay though. I do
too
think
casual when
that
he first came
they
into
will
the
be
Arsenal
okay.
team, but not anymore.
It's just a matter of, you know, finding their feet. Obviously getting dealing with the new teammates and everything else that comes with it.
Talked about, you know, the confidence being affected. Just coming up into the Premier League, do I belong at this level? There'll be the questions in the player's head. Great championship.
Coming up to the half an hour mark now. Fulham got nothing to be disappointed about. The only thing what I said I'll be disappointed about is actually that corner. Poor defender for Fulham, but I still reckon Fulham deserves something. I really do. I hope they get it, even if it's just a goal and it don't really mean anything at this present time.
Worried now, Fulham. They don't really want to go and press because for the last goal they did that. They went in.
You know, goal difference is
they got picked off, so
one of them things that
Arsenal, giving them more
you
time
know
and space.
could count coming into the season. It could be that one goal that keeps them up or puts them down. But Arsenal, look back on the attack here. Foul on William, surely, yes it is. Tom Kenny from Fulham in the book as well now. So that's 2 Fulhams in the book, 2 Arsenal. Oh yeah, Bumyang's been booked as well. So this game, as I said, I think Fulham should do okay. I really do think that Fulham will be okay, but
all 10 Premier League London derbies
you know, we're going to have to wait and see.
In the top flight, they conceded 27 goals in the 10 matches, so they're not off to the best of starts again in matches.
It's just ball to get the ball off these teams in the league, so they ain't going to rush.
More difficult, I think, Martin, when you've got so many local derbies.
Fulham keepers just trying to line his ball up as well.
It's difficult enough already.
Who looks like on the today? Xhaka.
I always felt it was very difficult.
Xhaka or William, both looking at it.
12 games this year. By the way, I think it's
William
10 times 10 they lost the last time round. Fulham, when they were in the Premier League, could be 11 now.
It looks more like William than Xhaka. I know Xhaka takes it, hits the wall, deflected. That's Xhaka. To Tierney. Tierney's back on the ball now, plays it back across. Fulham at it. Don't know quite a Fulham player. Number 17.
Forcing the error there, Arsenal. It looks like the Fulham players. This
how you pronounce it? Sorry for mispronouncing name on my body. I saw Mitrovic looks like he's coming on. He's stripped and ready to go.
And it really was only a matter of time before he came on. Andre Frank.
Bringing Argentina on? I'm sorry, I might probably mispronounce that name as well. Apologies if I have. But I'm surprised I ain't brought Anthony Knockout on. Trying to get a bit more pace down that wing, but you know, that's just my opinion.
Wasn't it that Mitrovic would be coming on? I just wonder whether Scott Parker wished he'd got it before the 3rd goal went in.
Well, maybe that would have been the plan, wouldn't it? He'd have been trying to get back, conceded so early at the start of this second half. But it's going to be a long season, as he himself said. Doesn't want to panic. Just can't get the ball off Arsenal at the moment.
Mitrovic has got a fantastic strike rate as a Fulham player. 101 appearances and 49 goals.
William.
Here's Willian with the cross. And there was nobody coming in for Arsenal making that late run, which allowed Fulham to deal with it.
William.
Xhaka, Bellerin, El Neni.
Arsenal just knocking it around. Bit of fun now, 3-0 up.
Wing backs for Arsenal, both playing right next to each other.
Got a 4th bomb coming.
To slide the ball in.
Aubameyang played it across the box, tried to play it across, but didn't quite manage it. So
if you missed any of the first half, you can head over to the BT
Nice
Sports
bit of play
app
from
on your
Aubameyang
mobile
now.
or tablet and use our interactive timeline to check out goals and major incidents that you might want to see from the camera angle of your choice. And if you've not done it already, you can immerse yourself with BT Sport Ultimate and see the game in the best picture quality available on your device. And you'll be able to see the 3 goals that Arsenal have scored today. Lacazette in the first half, and then Gabriel, and an absolute beauty from Aubameyang in the second. Mikel Arteta won 16 of his first 29 games coming into today as the Arsenal manager, the FA Cup and the Community Shield as well. But I just got the impression that the wins against Manchester City in
up to
the
25-minute
semi-final
mark
and
now.
Liverpool in the league
Mitch
last
Fish.
season were as significant as anything that we saw from this Arsenal team. The fact they'd
Oh,
struggled
Tom
so much in
Kenny.
games like that under previous managers.
Well, the confidence, Darren, as well. You know,
Joe Bryan, who obviously got that goal up at Wembley to get Fulham promoted back to the Premier League.
Hasn't stopped, and by the way, in 4 or 5 different languages. That would worry me because
Arsenal
I'd like to
can
hear some
plan
of it
every man
in
back
English
behind
if I was
the
an
ball and
English
Fulham
player.
on the
Wenger
ball.
said, look,
Obviously makes it
one
harder
language, a
to
common
narrow him
language,
down.
but nonetheless, he's a fantastic communicator.
Nice ball.
And getting that
Don't know who
message
played
across, and
that,
when
but
you do
nice
talk
ball.
a lot, as I am now, you've got to get results because people stop listening, and they're very much attuned to their manager at the moment.
Well, they're in their favourite month of the year as well. They're on a road
Fulham,
24 games
into the
without
Arsenal
defeat in
Park.
the month of September. Which goes all
Even
the
if
way
Fulham
back to
just gets a
2015.
goal, they deserve
They
it.
lost a match in the Champions League against Olympiacos.
You know, you've got to think back way back to the first half. Obviously, when I thought I was doing well, where Gabriel made that mistake with Bernd Leno and it nearly cost them. Well, nice that 1-2 nearly paid off for Fulham. Arsenal, oh no, I thought Arsenal were going to go back on the attack. Still with Fulham. Tom Kenny.
It's all too narrow for them though, Martin.
They're trying to break this Arsenal line down and they're finding it really hard to do so.
Put it into the box.
Into the box by Fulham. Mitrovic looks like he's been held just a little bit there, but I don't think nothing will be good for that anyway. Mitrovic, shot, straight up Bernd Leno.
He certainly brings that physical problem.
I think Mitrovic could be a real strong player for Fulham this season.
He knows where the goal is, and he'll pull that
I
trigger
look at
at
this
the
Arsenal
opportunity.
lineup. I've still got the lineup to the side, even though you can't see it. And I'm, you know, Aubameyang. Pardon me. Aubameyang did have a lot of interest this summer and still has a lot of interest as far as I know. Lacazette, no, we ain't going to get to that. They got pressure the keeper. Nope. Pardon me again. You know, when a few Arsenal players been rumoured out who are in this game and, you know, they've basically played the way they've been asked to, so fair play to them. You know, it's a bit like unlikely not actually going, well, I want to be sold, I want to play Premier League and go and train and ain't doing this. And the money he's got paid for Barcelona is not so much training. I think it works out around about 200 million or something. That just proves how much these players have if you can afford that sort of penalty. And, you know, it doesn't look like it's going to work its way up, but you know, he's agreed to that Barcelona, so but it just gives you the, you know, how much money these players have got, and yeah, it does take a bit of the biscuit, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Fulham are on the attack. Free kick? No, referee ain't blown his whistle. Well, the referee gives that. Come on, ref. I must admit, some of these Premier League referees are ridiculous.
Again, example, Lacazette is the front player, but he's coming back to defend for his team.
Where are you at now? Bellerin. Gabriel. Do you know Gabriel can only play one position, that's centre back? Some new information if you didn't know that. Oh, he ain't got any other positions anyway. As far as I well, I'll put that on my channel. Willian now. They're just trying to find another way into the Fulham penalty area. Obviously, I'm not rushing it, no need to.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles have made a really good run in behind the Fulham defence on the Arsenal left-hand side, and Tierney just couldn't get the ball to him. And then Fulham
free kick Arsenal.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
So I mean, he sort of looked like he was looking for that as well.
He's supposed to be the wide back three player or central defender, and he's playing left wing just at the moment.
Tierney's coming off by the looks of it. Is he coming off?
He floods so many players forward, it makes it really difficult for Fulham to deal with.
What is it? No, is it? No, sorry, Tierney's looking at this free kick. Fulham now have 2 players booked. I think they took one off.
It's Willian with the free kick. His target was Granit Xhaka.
Nothing came of that free kick. Xhaka looks like he's got to go on the end of it. Puts it into the box.
With the cross, Hector was attacking it. And the
Lex there. Headed the ball went over the bar. Nothing you can really do about that, is there really? They're literally just coming in.
It's a ball in from Xhaka. Just delays it a little bit. It's just a tad offside in there, I think. Holding. Just comes off him and he's standing in an offside position.
Fulham are playing a dangerous game here now.
Well, you can see the players arriving for the 3 o'clock kickoff this afternoon on BT Sport. And you can see
Southampton players are arriving.
On the screen as well. Crystal Palace against Southampton. Ian Dark and Steve.
Obviously got Crystal Palace coming up,
which is a 3 o'clock kickoff at Selhurst Park. Both Michy Batshuayi.
Obviously, a game I'm not doing a watch along to, but
Crystal Palace today.
Who knows? I could be doing.
Arsenal
on the attack. Bellerin's got it. Oh, defended. What an absolute defender by Fulham. I'm not sure if that was counted if Bellerin put it in, but he's off. Yeah, but is that Bellerin or Lex there?
See this executed again in a flash. Real quality from Arsenal.
Just look at the replay.
See this ball from Tierney.
Aubameyang was offside, funny enough, by the foot if they're counting that this season.
Flag didn't go
but
up, of course, that's the new
great
directive.
defender by Fulham. Absolutely great defending.
From the goalkeeper.
One of them, if it was your team, you go, why were you there?
But it's offside.
Maitland-Niles. Aubameyang.
Aubameyang was looking
19 minutes left to go.
He stopped his run. That's a real mismatch, isn't it, in terms of pace out there. Aubameyang and Hector. He's on a yellow card, Martin. He can't have too many more of those.
No, he's come right off the line of the ball there, because it's almost as if he's running on a different surface to everyone else. He's so quick out there on that left wing.
Arsenal look as though they've got a new set piece man anyway. Willian's been over the majority of them.
Willian looks like he's got to size it up.
Gabriel, who's helped himself to
a into the box.
Is in there for the free kick.
Right, pass it Xhaka. Xhaka sort of had a shot. It got defended. Bellerin into the last 18 minutes now.
The bodies there between
Xhaka.
And his target, the Fulham goal.
Bellerin. Xhaka. Holding.
It's an Arsenal team at the moment, Martin, which
Tierney.
you would expect with the scoreline, but they're playing with so much confidence in this second half.
Willian.
And they just want to play that football. That was a signature tune
Willian.
Of Wenger in the Wenger years. Play the ball forward all times, make it count. Few touches of the ball, go down one side. If you can't get through, go to the other, which is now they're now doing, and it's working really well for them.
And we're going to see Nicolas Pepe, who's just stripped off down below us. He's going to be coming on for Willian. We understand. So Granit Xhaka gets taken down.
An Arsenal player down on the floor. I'm not sure who it is, but I play on. Bellerin tried to cross it in, but you know, got deflected out for throwing. Obviously, attention's got to bring onto the pitch now. Still not sure. Still not sure who's down.
I think the challenge was a good one for Hector. He's gone in wholeheartedly.
I know Xhaka.
He Yeah, I think he just steps on him, doesn't he? It's the follow-through that catches the standing foot. They can be painful.
Hi Physio, 3-0 up. Slightly.
Just going back to the Guendouzi situation, I suppose he's the example though, Xhaka, that if you do the right thing, there is a way back at Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, because he
obviously players get now trying to overtrain.
Under a different manager.
Still surprised Ransom Anthony not got come on.
He didn't like that type of behaviour, didn't want that individual. I think he was asked to apologise and he wasn't able to apologise, didn't feel fit to apologise. And we've seen the consequences of that. You've got to
Jack has walked off the pitch, so let's hope he'll be absolutely fine.
To see Xhaka back on his feet for Arsenal. He played against Scott Parker for Switzerland against England 9 years ago, Granit Xhaka. And the Arsenal change can be made as well now. So Williams is done, and he'll be satisfied with the work that we've seen from him today. And Nicolas Pepe, the club record signing from last season, gets the opportunity to finish the game here for Arsenal.
Bobby
Di Cordova-Reid has come on as well for Fulham.
Arsenal just made a sole, I'm not sure. Pepe's came on.
He's absolute quality and he's shown that today.
I'm not sure who came on. Willingham came on.
Well, Bobby Di Cordova-Reid, by the way, has come on for Josh Wanamaker.
Not sure whether Fulham made their third one or... Okay, Fulham made their third. Under Mendy came off.
Arsenal less than 15 minutes away from victory on the opening day of the season.
I don't get what Fulham do, like 3-0 down and you don't bring a winner.
And Aubameyang.
Williams came off.
Two debuts
That's
today,
definitely
Gabriel and Willian.
It's going to be an interesting argument between them two this season and gets the first spot.
With that Premier League experience, he's a player that there aren't many in the Arsenal team who won the Premier League, brings that extra experience and class and quality instantly.
Fulham now.
Here's Kearney. Cavaliero. They don't really want Mitrovic to be the provider. They wanted him on the end of a cross like that. It was a lovely ball in there. Giese couldn't get anything on, but they really wanted to be the other way around, don't they, Fulham?
You're quite right, Darren, but nonetheless it was a wonderful ball in, wasn't it, by the big man. He knows the sort of ball that he'd want. He just can't get on the end of it. I think a bit more commitment there and he might have got on the end of it.
It's a tough start to the season for Arsenal, who are going to play both Manchester clubs and Leicester City before the end of October. There's a London derby against West Ham in their early schedule too. So I suppose getting off to the kind of start they look like they're going to get off to today is an important thing.
Bellerin, paid it through. Surely not 4-0. Bellerin tried to take it round, defended, but I think he might have been offside anyway, but obviously not going to give the offside. Was he offside? No, he wasn't. Okay, fair play linesman.
Clearly onside.
Well defended by Fulham though. Well defended.
Difficult for him.
Took it round the keeper nicely, but number 3, Hector from Fulham, was on the post and defended it. Arsenal corner, Pepe's got to pull into the box and does.
Corner, she's flicked on at the near post by Lacazette and flicked all the way through. Arsenal making another change, and Granit Xhaka is going to come off, having been stepped on by Michael Hector. Danny Ceballos, who's rejoined them for this season, back on loan from Real Madrid. Here's the player who's going to be coming on, Ceballos, who was involved in that little bit of a push and shove with Eddie Nketiah before the game started that we showed you, which indicates that he was a little bit fed up not to be in the starting lineup today.
I think it's almost what you expect from the substitutes. It's a huge day in your season, the first match, and when you're not starting, Ceballos had a really slow start to the season, but by the end of the season he was quite magnificent in that midfield, so he'll feel he should be playing.
Also played down now, who is it? Holding.
Rob Holding, the player down here for Arsenal, after tussling with Alexander Mitrovic.
Fulham free kick. Oh, it's getting a bit pushy between Mitch Fidge. Don't know who our player is.
Joe Bryan waiting over the free kick here for Fulham.
Puts it into the box.
Spotted straight away there by Kieran Tierney.
Defended.
Got back well to win the header for Arsenal.
Fulham all the way back to our own half basically. Try to get another attack going.
There's a bit of space for De Cordova-Reid.
It went into the box and got defended. That's what I was trying to say.
Here's Odoi.
Now where they're going with this one.
Now Joe Bryan.
Joe Bryan.
He looks for the ball, Anguissa, doesn't he? He likes it, sits deep in that midfield. They've got a lot of options, Fulham.
Here's El Neni. He's done himself no
Well,
harm
so
today.
just literally got it back in our own half. Pepe.
Away from the club last season, but he's played in alongside Granit Xhaka today and done a tidy job in the central midfield. He's another player that all of a sudden might become an important one as the season progresses for Arteta.
And Darren, and Arteta is willing to give other players another opportunity. I think that's the message to the group. Obviously, El Neni's come back with the right attitude, taken on board. He looks a better player, actually. Better information. He's kept his game really simple today, and it's been effective.
Make sure you stay with us for BT Sport Score today. Darryl, the team from 3 o'clock. You can see that on 2HD. And then from 5:15 on 1HD, you can see the WSL game between West Ham women and Arsenal women. And as I say, that's at 5:15 on 1HD. So it's a full afternoon and evening of football with us across the channels on BT Sport. And we're off to a fine start here at Craven Cottage in perfect conditions with Arsenal leading Fulham by 3-0.
And they've slowed down.
Mitch Fidge trying to pressure the
tactical
back
changes,
line.
personnel changes. Scott
Nearly
Parker
right
be
to do
confident
so.
that he can just turn to one of these players through the season. Competition for places. Who's going to start? I think Mitrovic played international football. He probably would have started today, and the same goes for other players in this team.
As I said, if I was Scott Parker, I'll be happy with what I've seen. The only thing I'll be disappointed about is literally
That's Mohamed El Neni.
the corner.
It's a Bellerin into Alexander Lacazette. He's fouled by Michael Hector.
Eight minutes left now. Arsenal on the attack. I think that's Lacazette tried to give it to Pepe, but
let's have a look at this Aubameyang goal, Martin, because it was fantastic. The amount of passes that Arsenal strung together in the build-up.
It was, I mean, confident play.
They just repanned the third goal. That's a good ball by William.
Switches the play, movement off the ball. Again,
and it's a nice actual put away by Aubameyang. As I said, one be disappointed with Fulham, except from that corner.
And real build-up in the team. That's the manager will be delighted with that.
Yeah,
Chris Kavanagh, the referee as well, who played a really important advantage in the middle of the move to allow
Gabriel. William, no, it's not William.
And a fantastic finish.
Pepe, I'm not sure what Arsenal are trying to do now, but except from play down the clock. Arsenal, you know, I think if Fulham scored that first goal where Gabriel and sort of make up the mistake together, it would have been a whole different ball game, if I'm all honest.
And he'll be looking for those passes.
There's one through a gap to Lacazette, who's got Bellerin supporting him. Here's Ceballos, Bellerin.
Ball straight in the box from
In there
Arsenal.
by Hector. One back by Lacazette.
Pepe's on it now.
Ceballos, little nutmeg there on Anguissa. Little back heel then to
Bellerin
Bellerin with
puts
the
it
ball
to the
in
box.
towards
Nearly
Lacazette.
4-0. Lacazette just completely foot on it.
Towards Aubameyang, it took a deflection. And it's defended in
I still reckon Fulham deserve a goal. I really do. Don't have to come now unless something, you know, they get them on the counter, because Arsenal really do look strongly in attack. Pepe's within the box, puts it across.
And somehow it didn't find its way through to Aubameyang.
Lovely little jingle,
Fulham
wasn't it?
are now
Pepe
trying
looked like
to...
he was coming back and then he switches, goes forward.
Fulham are just trying to find the way out their own half at this minute. I mean, Arsenal were literally bang on, even though they're 3-0 up.
It's been a really
Look for
good
that fourth
performance
goal,
on the
obviously.
opening day by Arsenal. They're picking up pretty much where they left off at the back end of last season and building on what they achieved against Liverpool in the Community Shield a couple of weeks ago.
Nice ball played.
It's been the kind of game that all
corner and
newly
they've got it.
promoted sides face.
5 minutes left to play.
A gap they've got.
It's been a really good watch long. As I said, I do apologise I didn't go live, you know, at the start of the game. I was meant to, I thought I was, until I realised I made a mistake. Apologies for that. But thanks for coming along. Obviously Monday night, Chelsea versus, or Brighton versus Chelsea, live watch along on my channel. Make sure you don't miss out.
See whether they can get some kind
Obviously
of
Brighton
consolation
kick
from this
off.
corner. Joe Bryant's gone out
Hold
to
on
take
then.
it.
Fulham just got his corner coming in.
Mitrovic making himself busy in the middle, and Gabriel winning
Nothing
another header
there.
back there for Arsenal.
Obviously Brighton to our support. Chelsea, we had our test event against them, it was 1-1. Yet again, if you saw our Premier predictions, you know what we went for. Lacazette is coming off. But, you know, so Monday night, I think I'll go live. What time's kick off? Just one out.
Born for Lacazette, he gets off the mark. Those goals, he's that central player. Nketiah there, he's nearly on a record, isn't he, for the England under 21s? Can't stop scoring for England.
Had a brilliant week, didn't he?
So I'll go live about 8 o'clock on Monday night.
Including a 10-minute hat-trick against Kosovo. I think he needs a couple more and he'll be the all-time leading scorer, won't he, at that level of football for England?
Mitrovic.
And there would be a real sense of irony as well if he gets a goal here, teed up by Ceballos. Bear in mind those two were in each other's faces before the game started.
I tried to play like a quick one-touch football there, didn't quite pay off. Bit too rough for Mitrovic to get, but,
from Arsenal,
you know, nice play from Arsenal. I just replaying the Pepe cross, that was so close, should have been perhaps 4-0
See that he was
Arsenal.
sulking in any way, that's the attitude you're looking for. Little nutmeg there, look, see ya. Full of confidence, and a little back heel to match. Good imagination. Cruyff turn.
Pepe. Holding. Last 3 minutes now of play. Who did that a long time? Bellerin.
Attempts have been adding up in this second half as well for Arsenal. Ceballos to Pepe. Two players who didn't start today, but two players who will feel they should be starting and want to be starting on a very regular basis for Arsenal.
I think Ceballos is going to be difficult to keep him out of the team. The quality he's shown since he's come on. Been really impressed with this man as well, Gabriel. Scoring on your debut. Looks really solid, great in the air.
Tierney. Plays it down to Aubameyang. Back to Tierney. Last 2 minutes of play now. All the way back to Burnt now. They're just trying to kill the clock now. Obviously this game's gone. Well holded. Gabriel. Tierney. Gabriel.
Here's Gabriel. And now Rob Holding. I would think, Martin, young Gabriel Martinelli, who really had a breakout season last season, didn't he? Scored some great goals before he got himself injured. He'll be sat watching this new look Arsenal team and thinking, I can't wait to get fit and get back into this group.
Well, for sure. Look at the goal he scored against Chelsea. Full length of the pitch. We were there that day.
Gabriel's had a good first game, as I said. The only thing I think that's cost him was that nearly mistake that he may have burnt an eye, but anything else, I think he's had a pretty good game, to be honest. And he's got a goal to his name on his debut, which what every footballer wants. Fulham could...
who'd spotted the fact that
what was
on
that?
the edge of his penalty area, but unfortunately for the Fulham player, you've got to strike it.
Fulham, I'm not sure what Fulham power was, just basically had a shot, went nowhere near the goal, fair play. I probably would have tried to hold up a bit though, my personal opinion. Pepe now.
It's Pepe.
Step overs, Arsenal corner. Into the last 18 seconds.
That's where Pepe's at his best, when he keeps asking questions, keeps trying to take the ball onto his opponent.
Gabriel.
Comes that man again, Gabriel.
Pepe's gone short here to Danny Ceballos. In by Kieran Tierney.
Tierney tries to play into the box, he does, but it's defended. Fulham plays long ball up. 3 minutes added on.
What about the man of the match today then, Martin? I presume it's an Arsenal player?
Well, it is, and I'm going to go for an area that I think is an area that Arsenal needs serious attention in, and it's Gabriel.
Gabriel's got man of the match, well deserved.
Your debut, you come in and you're as
I think he's had a great debut, to be honest, as I've just said.
But
holding now.
My man of the match.
We're into the last 2.5 minutes of this game, the first Premier League game of the 2020/21 Premier League season. Obviously, it will probably be the weirdest season, well, start of the season, hopefully, the weirdest start of the season, touchwood, that we will ever have. Hopefully we won't be facing another season like this. Hopefully, coming into the season should be at full capacity in stadium, and hopefully we'll be able to start the 2020/22 season in with full stadium. Hopefully with the fans.
Really bodes well for what he might be able to do for Arsenal during the course of the season. Here's Harrison Reed.
Fulham now on the ball, just trying to play it. Thinking looks like trying to work on that pattern play. Could be a slip up, no, not quite. Fulham free kick.
What do you think Scott Parker will take from this today for Fulham?
I think the message to the players that they've not given up. Each one of them's been tenacious, worked hard. I don't think they're ready yet by any means. They have a long enough break. They need to play Mitrovic as well, of course.
Mitrovic can't get there.
We know what a good player
I
is
think
away on international
Joe
duty.
Bryden and Mitrovic could be a dangerous partnership from this season.
Crystal Palace against Southampton from 3 o'clock. That's in about 25 minutes time.
Mitrovic,
also on BT Sport. We've got BT
a
Sport
minute left now.
With Darryl and
has obviously had a lot of expectation this season that Fulham went down,
on the
especially
day of the brand new football season, and it's turning out to be a lovely lunchtime in the sunshine for Arsenal, who are setting off with a victory in their opening game of the new campaign. Tim Ream, seconds ticking by in stoppage time.
Coming to the last 10 seconds, Fulham are on the ball. Literally final whistle go any minute now.
Fulham are at Leeds next. They don't play a top 6 team from last
There's
season
the full-time whistle.
Leicester at the end of November. But they've been beaten
well,
today.
great first watch along. As I said, I apologise for my mistake at the start of this stream. Obviously didn't actually get to watch it all with me because of my mistake. As I said, I apologise. I'm back Monday night, Brighton versus Chelsea. Brighton's first game in the Premier League for the 2020/21 season against Chelsea. Guys, make sure you join me for that. But anyway guys, I'm going to bring the stream to an end, guys. You know what to do. If you enjoyed the stream, give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.
It's finished. Fulham 0, Arsenal 3.
Darren Martin, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, a difficult start for Scott Parker and Fulham, but he will know 37 games still to come. It's 37.